Okay everybody, welcome to my channel and my first ever video. Today we're going to be making keto donuts. Now I'm quite excited to try these. I've only been doing the keto diet for a couple of months, but one thing I do love is sweet treats. So let's see how these go. Right, so before we get started, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you're going to want to measure out your ingredients. So right here we have half a cup of coconut flour, a quarter of a cup of erythritol or whichever powdered sweetener you choose to use. We have a quarter of a cup of low carb cocoa powder. We're going to be using 6 eggs, a quarter of a cup of coconut oil, a quarter of a cup of coconut milk even. I didn't have coconut milk, so I'm using almond milk today. And then in here we have a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, a quarter of a teaspoon of baking soda, and a tablespoon of cinnamon. Sorry, teaspoon of cinnamon. Right, so let's get on to the mixing. You're going to take your bowl, and to this bowl you are going to add your coconut flour, your erythritol. Careful not to let that fly everywhere. You're going to take your cocoa powder even. Oops. Then you're going to take your cinnamon, baking soda and salt. And you're going to mix that together just ever so quickly with a fork or not. If you don't have one to hand, very unprepared. Now this recipe is very simple. You're going to put all your dry ingredients into a bowl, just mix them together ever so quickly before you start to add your wet ingredients. So we're going to start with our eggs, and we're going to need 6 of these. Just going to put those in whole. Be careful not to get any shell in there because nobody wants any shell in their donuts. Just like that. Sorry for stretching across the screen like that. So once you've got all your eggs added in, you're going to add your nut milk of choice and your coconut oil. Now then you're going to blend this together, either using a whisk by hand, or if you have an electric whisk you can use this too, which I should be doing off camera. Back in a sec. One thing I forgot to add is that you're going to want to add a teaspoon of vanilla essence. I personally love vanilla, so I never measure this. Just, hey, put it all in. Then once you're fully mixed up, you're ready to go in the oven. Right, so the last step to do once you've mixed them all together is to pop them into your donut mould. I'm using these silicone donut moulds that I got on Amazon for fairly cheap. They came in a pack of 3. You don't want to overfill. One important step I should mention, that if you're going to use silicone based donut molds, you're going to want to put them on a tray before you pour your mixture in. As you can see, I made quite a mess attempting to move them after. So these are now going to go in the oven for approximately 20 minutes and we will see how they look when we're done. So this is how my donuts have turned out. I'm just going to pop one of these out for you to see how they have looked. They seem to have collapsed a little bit. I'm not sure if that's something I've done wrong or just how they happen to fall once they come out of the oven. But the recipe calls for you to roll them in butter and cinnamon mixture, but I'm just going to roll them in some powdered sweetener, like so. I'm going to do all of these. As you can see, I may have already tasted one, but I'm going to finish powdering all these and I'll show you the finished result. So this is how my donuts have turned out. Give me a comment down below if you give this recipe a try. I'm going to put a link in the description bar of the website that I found these on, because this is not my recipe and I do want to credit the person that has created it, because that's just the right thing to do. I hope you have a lovely day and enjoy your baking.